This is Share the Vision, presented by the Resource Center, a discussion of the programs and services of the Resource Center and about issues related to individuals with disabilities. Today, as I speak to you on Friday morning, Laurel Run 21 is about to get underway. Standing with me, Steve Watterson, who's an essential organizer of Laurel Run and also Community Relations Director at the Resource Center. Steve, it's like Old Home Week.
Yes, it is, Dennis. How are you?
Well, fine. And what's the excitement for Laurel Run 21? Talk to us about your feelings at the moment.
Well, what we're doing, we're gathered here at the Michael J. Raymond Center on Jones and Gifford Avenue, and this is what we do every year. We kind of kick Laurel Run off with a breakfast, and then we start our Jamestown to Dunkirk relay run. And we've got representatives from maybe 10 to 12 schools that will be running different legs of the relay today, and they'll be carrying Laurel Run flags all the way up to Dunkirk. And then once we get up there, the city is nice enough to host a big victory celebration for us in Washington Park. So it's going to be a great day.
Well, I hope the weather cooperates with you. Of course, all of this will be history by the time listeners hear this, and the Saturday events in Silver Creek will be unfolding as this airs on the air, and that includes, of course, your famous 8K race and all that goes along with that.
That's right. A lot of events Saturday in Silver Creek, a running race, a walking race, and the big event up there is Laurel's Lap, in which we ask anybody with a disability to go out and take a lap around the track in downtown Silver Creek, and that is usually the event that if you're going to get some tears flowing, that's the one that'll do it, to watch folks with pretty significant physical challenges determined to make their way around that track. And it really is what Laurel Run is all about, and kind of emphasizes why Wayne and Elaine Hotelling started this event in 1997 to celebrate the achievements of people with disabilities.
It's Denise Jones, Chief Executive Officer of the Resource Center, who's about to start this party to start Laurel Run 21.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today's an exciting day. It's our 21st annual Laurel Run Kickoff celebration, and it's so exciting to see all of you here. I see we have four-legged friends and everything. So welcome. A special thank you to all of you for coming out for this kickoff, and especially a special recognition for the Hotelling family. And they're setting up and starting this event 21 years ago to recognize the accomplishments of individuals with disabilities. A lot of work is put into this event, and I really appreciate the Hotelling family and all they've done for this organization. It's been a rough year for them, so I'm glad that we can be here to support them and send off our runners this morning. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Steve Watterson.
Thank you, Denise. Good morning, everybody. Is everybody excited? I can't hear you. That's more like, okay, as you know, we always are in a rush to get our relay runners started and on our way up to Dunkirk. We're blessed to have some of our elected officials or their representatives here, so we'd like to ask them to come up and say a few words, and we will start off with our State Assembly Representative, Andy Goodell.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So for 21 years, we've been participating in the Laurel Run, right?
Right.
That means after 21 years, this run has now come of age.
Oh!
But what's really important, of course, is that Laurel Run highlights the great work that's done here at the Resource Center. It helps raise funds for all those extra programs and that extra effort and that extra special care that the Resource Center provides. So for all those who are participating, and I know it's a 2-day event, all those who are participating today and tomorrow, special thanks for all those who support the Resource Center not only today, but every day. The staff, everyone who comes here, and all the community supporters, thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you very much, Andy. Appreciate it. Senator Kathy Young couldn't be with us, but her representative Lisa Vanstrom, who's on Chautauqua County Legislature, is here. So Lisa, want to come up?
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful morning to kick off this Laurel Run. Unfortunately, Senator was not able to be here this morning, but it is my pleasure to bring a message from her. Dear friends, thank you for the invitation to join you again today for the Laurel Run. I would like to especially thank Wayne and Elaine and Laurel for the time and dedication to this event. You should be proud of what you've accomplished and the tremendous contributions that you've made to the community. You've been tireless in your advocacy, never wavering in your commitment to better the lives of those with developmental disabilities and their families. I also wish to sincerely thank all of the outstanding staff is important, who ensure high-quality service delivery every day to the people that you serve. You are truly great. I send you my warmest regards, and I wish you all the best during this exceptional event. Sincerely, Senator Catherine Young. Thank you, and God bless.
Thanks very much, Lisa. Next up, our County Executive, Vince Horrigan.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, please, keep your seats. Oh, okay. Hey, on Monday, I went fishing with two young people who won an essay contest. One person had a disability, a significant visual disability. You know who caught the most fish? That person with disability. And here we are today, the 21st year, demonstrating that we can be all we can with desire, with motivation, with love. And to me, that's what the Laurel Run is all about. We love this community. We are and can be all that we are, not held back by what someone thinks, but our internal desire and motivation and the love of those around us. So let's celebrate the 21st year, and let's have a great Laurel Run. Thank you.
Thank you, Vince. Mayor Sam Teresi was unable to make it, but Matt Hanley is here. Matt, you want to say anything? Sorry. You sure? Okay. Congratulations on another event.
Speaking back in the crowd on behalf of Mayor Sam Teresi, Matt Hanley said congratulations on another successful event for Laurel Run 21.
Beautiful, beautiful. Also want to thank our friends from the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation for taking time out to come down to join us today. Thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce the man who really, if he hadn't decided to try to run across New York State 20 years ago, this never would have happened. So here he is, Laurel's dad, Mr. Wayne Hotelling.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Wayne.
Laurel and Elaine were supposed to be here this morning, but last night about 8:30, 9 o'clock, we ended up in the ER up there in Silver Creek. But things worked out pretty good, and Laurel and her mother came home at 3 o'clock and woke me up after I figured I had to be here, so I came home up around 1. But we thought maybe we were going to end up in Buffalo. But she will be up there at the end of the relay this morning in Dunkirk, and she's doing pretty good. She had to have a snack and everything else when she got home at 3:30 in the morning, and she was sleeping when I left. But I want to thank the Resource Center as a young parent who was looking for help with my wife. And that's where we found it, was here in Chautauqua County at the Resource Center. And my wife is from North Dakota, and one of the times when we were going back to visit people there, her family, and we saw a man by the name of Terry Fox. Some of you people have heard of him, some of you haven't. He was a Canadian. He had lost his leg to cancer, and he was running across Canada, attempting to. He got in about, if I remember correctly, about 3,400 miles before that cancer came back, got into his lungs, and within a year he had passed away. But his goal was to get across Canada, and they have raised millions of dollars as a result of that. You have races that take place throughout the schools every year as a result of what Terry did. And that was the seed that was planted in our minds, and we wanted to do something. And then in 1997, that's how Laurel Run originated. But most of all, I would like to thank the staff, all of Laurel's friends and all of the residents and what they do in supporting Laurel Run and how excited they get about it. One of the first things we have to answer at the cleanup when we're finishing everything on Saturday around noon, somebody has to come up and say, Wayne, what's the color going to be next year for the shirts? And they really get into it, they get behind it, and it's something that they have taken ownership of. And there was a member of our Laurel Run committee who came up with a tremendous idea, and that was Laurel's Lap. If you can make it to Laurel's Run in Silver Creek tomorrow, if you can't do anything else, watch Laurel's Lap. It is one of the most gripping races that you will see. There was one individual that we have, it took her about 47 minutes to complete one lap, but she completed it, okay? There was another young lady who had both feet amputated, and her mother wanted her to go to the finish line, and she set her up here, and the finish line was over there by Bruce, and there's no way she was going to do it. So we took her up and put her about a yard from where the finish line was. And she made it. And the next year she came back, and she had 2 little feet with sandals, painted toenails, the prosthesis that she had there, and she walked Laurel's Lap. Now, there are things like that that are very, very touching, but it shows you what people can do. As Vince said, it's something that we just don't have any control over. This past year for Laurel has been a tough year, but she's a tough cookie. And she's having some issues, but we hope to see if we can't get these taken care of eventually. But she will be there at Dunkirk, and she will be there at Laurel's Lap tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for your support, but without the Resource Center and without the community support and all of the volunteers that we have, this would never come off. I was able to stop on the way in, and I saw the 3 individuals running the Laurel-thon, and they're hot and they're sweaty, but they're doing it for a great cause. And what has taken place as a result of the relay and the run that we have here, I think it shows what is going on, here in Chautauqua County, and we're leaders in the fields of disability. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wayne. Hey, just want to give a shout out to Robin Kessler and the Alternatives Day Hab, who put this breakfast together for you guys as they do every year. They also made all of the medals that we're going to give tomorrow to the runners and walkers up in Silver Creek. So tremendous job, and they'll be out there cheering the relay runners on this morning once the breakfast wraps up. For our first relay, where's Bruce? Bruce Main, come on up. We have an old friend too, Marla Gressley, who used to work for TRC. Where's Marla? And we got our guys from Maple Grove. Guys, come on up for a minute, would you? Maple Grove kids, come on up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Marla, it's good to see you. Do you miss us?
I do. I miss everybody.
What's the one thing you miss the most? Who do you miss the most?
Becky and Steve.
Good enough. So they're going to be starting off the relay run. What we're going to have everybody do, if you want to, we'll meet out front. We're going to walk together as a group up the street to 8th Street, and then we're going to wave these guys goodbye as they head off on the run, okay? But you all are awesome for taking time out of your day to come down here for the kickoff celebration. Laurel Run is all about you. It's about the folks with disabilities who get supports from the Resource Center. It's about the staff, and it's about their family and friends and all our other supporters. So thank you very much for coming out. Get something to eat. There's plenty of food left. Buy a shirt, and if you can make it to Silver Creek tomorrow, please do. But let's go outside, and let's get this year's Laurel Run rolling, okay? Thanks, guys.
Steve Watterson, MC of the ceremonies, dismissing us so that we could begin to move forward to the front door at the Raymond Building in Jamestown, where I caught up with one very important person in the history of Laurel Run. Wayne Hotelling, do you have a minute as we walk out the door to talk to me?
Good to see you.
I want to do this sensitively,
Oh.
but Laurel is so beloved in the Resource Center community, and people have been concerned about her. To the degree that you can, Wayne, tell us about her circumstances this year and where she is with her challenges right now.
Well, we started out with a issue with the gallbladder, and she had a few gallbladder attacks, and we finally had to, have something done about it. And they had gone in and they were going to remove the gallbladder, but everything was so complicated that they had to wait about 6 weeks, so they had to put a drain in. As a result of that, an infection took place, and early in November the 2nd, she ended up in the hospital with that infection. And then in the month of November, she had 2 surgeries. She had the gallbladder removed, and then as a result of the infection, they had to replace the pacemaker. And then as a result of that pacemaker being replaced, she ended up with an issue that brought about an eventual tracheotomy, and she was in intensive care for about 6 weeks. Then, in an attempt to get the tracheotomy out as quickly as possible, we went to Select Specialty Hospital in Erie, where she was for 2 months until the 23rd of February. And then she was released with the trach removed. She was off the machine, and she was speaking normally. And then she was with us pretty much for recovery during the months of March and April. Got back to the group home, but then had a relapse as such. And she's got a issue with the mitral valve. And we went back she's been in and out of Buffalo General 3 different times since then. But as a result of that, they tried a procedure that was not successful. They, through a test, found out that she wasn't available, to receive it because of the narrowing of the valve itself. So she's in a place where, between the diabetes, between the issues, that she's had in the past, that we're hoping to, continue on and seek further help in bringing her about. But she's a trooper. I mean, her mental state is fine, great. She's got her personality that's, it's just... all I can say as her father is I couldn't do 1% of what she's been able to do. Seriously, I mean, she's really something else.
Do we need to walk now, Wayne, or can we...
Yeah, we
let's maybe we should, but I'll talk to you as we move here. How old is Laurel now?
54. She had her 54th birthday in the hospital there in Erie with her sister, whose birthday is a day after hers, and she came up to spend the time with Laurel for a few days.
You say trooper, and what extraordinary courage she has. This would be an exceptional set of challenges for any human being.
Well, a friend of ours just ended up in the hospital for a couple of days, and they know Laurel very well. He says he could hardly stand the 2 days, much less, the months that she's, been in there.
So the spirit for Laurel Run is different this year because of the challenges.
I think so, a little bit, yeah. But she was just so happy when she came home from the ER last night. She had missed it last year. That's the first one that she had missed. The night before then, we had ended up in the hospital, and that was with a gallbladder attack. And she had missed it. When she found out, she was not very happy.
Well, Wayne, we're going to let you go here now because the crowd is moving up toward the bridge. But best of luck to you for this Laurel Run.
Thank you very much.
For all of the challenges that Laurel's currently facing, and for your continued education of all of us.
You bet. Thank you, Dennis.
Wayne Hotelling is the father of Laurel Hotelling of Silver Creek. I spoke to him as the Laurel Run relay from Jamestown to Dunkirk was just about to begin on Friday in front of the Resource Center's Raymond building on Jones and Gifford Avenue in Jamestown. I had to run a little myself to catch up with the next couple of people whose voices you'll hear. The first, Marla Gressley.
Hey, Marla.
Yes.
1 minute as we walk up here. Thanks for coming back to lead off Laurel Run.
You're welcome.
Who's with you?
This is my dog, Benny. He ran the run, I think twice now he's run this breakfast kickoff.
So, what kind of a dog?
He is a spaniel mix.
And how old?
He is 7. He's a great swimmer and a hiker, and he kayaks with me too.
So he's going to run with you on the... How long will you run today?
I think we are running the first 3 miles.
And it's nothing for your pooch to run 3 miles?
No, he can run 3 miles.
I can't run 3 miles, so God bless you,
Thank you.
And your dog. Now, Steve pointed out in the opening session there that you are a former employee of TRC. What are you doing now?
I am with Heritage Centers up in Buffalo as a service coordinator, but I was with the Resource Center for 20 years.
Bless you for coming back to start off Laurel Run, and good luck to you. And your dog's name again?
Benny.
Benny's a cute pup, I'll tell you.
Good boy.
This is a walk that many of us have taken any number of times over the years from the Resource Center's Raymond Center on Jones and Gifford Avenue at 75 Jones and Gifford Avenue, up Jones and Gifford toward the Fairmount Avenue Bridge. Police escort this year. Good crowd of people widely spread out. Bruce Main's a few feet ahead of me here. I don't know if I'll get the chance to catch up with him, one of the other lead runners traditionally here for Laurel Run. It is... not a bad day, considering how wet this summer has been so far. There's some heat, some humidity. The skies are turning blue. The haze is beginning to fade a little bit. Temperatures are in the 70s already. And I'm speaking to you on Friday morning, the 14th of July at 8:45. Laurel Run 21. May I take a moment with Bruce Main? Hi, Bruce. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for leading off Laurel Run. It's been countless years that you have been one of the first runners to step off here on this Jamestown to Dunkirk relay.
Yes, it is. First and the last leg I always do.
And how do you feel about, the history now of all of these Laurel Runs that you have been a part of, and the perspective from someone who's has a deep commitment all 364 other days of the year to the Resource Center?
I'm just impressed how much it's grown every year. It's just more and more involvement, not just from the people from the Resource Center, but from the community at large. It just takes off.
So this is Laurel Run 21. Have you been a part of most all of them?
Yeah, most everyone, yes. I did miss one. I had a doctor's appointment. I wasn't paying attention when I scheduled it, so I'd miss that. But I think that's the only one I missed.
We'll sign your excuse, Bruce. That's no big deal. But congratulations on participating every year and being in shape to run several miles. As you know, we all are getting a little older, and you keep plugging on. How many miles are you going to run now?
Today will be minimum of 10. I fill in if school doesn't show up, but past couple years, all the schools have showed up, but minimum of 10.
Well, congratulations on that, because, to run 10 miles in this heat, this humidity.
This is warm today.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
We are here. The traffic is beginning to be diverted here so that we can get the runners out. I've moved to the head of the line here, looking back down. There's still some young runners who are walking up here. They have Laurel Run flags helping to start all of this out. Bruce and Marla's dog, all assembling here. We have a beautiful look at the recently rededicated McCrae Point Park here, the boat landing, and it is a stunning day. There are a couple of Resource Center employees from the facility at the corner of 8th and Fairmount here that are standing out on the front porch there. They too are ready to see the beginning of this year's Laurel Run. There's a police officer directing traffic right now. Jane Young, who's always photographing things for the Resource Center, stands opposite me right now to get the picture when it all starts here. That's a Town of Gary truck that came by there, making a little bit of noise right now.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
What is your name?
Steve Madison.
And Steve, what are you doing here today?
Well, I have the privilege of having these Maple Grove kids and coaching Maple Grove kids throughout this year, and we were blessed with the opportunity to come out and support this Laurel Run relay. and we're going to take the first run out of the city.
You ready to go?
I sure hope we're ready to go. Laurel's ready to go.
How do the kids feel about it?
Kids love it. They love this organization. They love doing this every year. They ask before the season starts, what day's the Laurel Run Relay, so they can clear their calendars. Some of them have work and they called off so they could be here today. So it's a really testament to how much they really support this cause.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I can't run with you, but I'll say hello for a second. Hello?
Hello, my name is Peter Auer.
The second Peter, truck's going by. Peter Auer from Maple Grove. What year are you going into next year?
I'm going to be a sophomore, class of 2020.
And you ready to run?
Of course.
Yeah. How much do you run usually?
Well, I guess 11 miles isn't out of the ordinary for us. Our coach likes to push us pretty hard.
How much will you run today?
I think we are running around 11 miles.
Any special precautions to run on a hot day like this?
Well, wear a tank top, show the guns, and do it for the resource center.
Mr. Auer, I got to get out of the way.
All right.
Woo! All right, guys. All right, on your marks. Set. Go!
Laurel Run 21 has begun. Large crowd clapping, applauding, cheering as the runners take off on the first part of this relay. It's a traditional start, and the dog is doing fine so far. We turn around, walk back toward the Raymond Center. I find Vicki Bardo. Like you're in the blocks ready to take off. Vicki, you want to run a few laps? Or?
Well, I wish I could. Maybe next year.
I wish I could, too.
I'm learning fast.
But I think, in my case, no year. Let's walk and talk for a second.
Alrighty.
Vicki, I know that as a part of the Resource Center family, you have been here for virtually all of these beginnings. Your sense of Laurel Run 21 and how this one is beginning and just the atmosphere this year.
I think everybody every year gets just so excited about Laurel Run. The consumers really get behind this event. They feel that it's their event and they can participate in many, many ways. We're going to have a lot of folks participating and cheering on all these runners at different points along the way on Route 60. And it's just so fun to see everybody in the schools that are involved with the relay and just the overall excitement. I think it's great. And I've been here, as you said, I've been here for almost 30 years, so basically have seen Laurel Run from day one, and it's really blossomed into quite the event, countywide.
I have been here many times as well, and what makes this one particularly poignant for me, and Wayne, a little bit in the introduction, further in an interview that I conducted with him a few minutes ago, outlined the exceptional challenges that Laurel Hotelling, who has had Down syndrome since birth and is now 54 years of age, all the challenges that Laurel Hotelling has faced since the last Laurel Run. This would be hard for anybody.
Right. And unfortunately, we heard some news earlier today that she visited the ER, but luckily she's going to be there with us today later on at the victory celebration. And then, of course, tomorrow. It's all about Laurel. And, boy, I'll tell you, she really encourages people and everyone up in the Dunkirk area that she works with and lives with to participate. And she's quite a character, and she's so much fun. You know, she comes to all the meetings when she can, and we just have a great time with Laurel.
You're part of the committee.
I am.
Vicki, thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to share this walk with you, as we have many times over the years, back now to the Raymond Center after the kickoff of Laurel Run.
Thanks, Dennis.
What you just heard was recorded yesterday as Laurel Run, the relay, started in Jamestown. Speaking to me now live just before noon on Saturday from Silver Creek is Steve Watterson. Steve, thank you for spending a minute with us on the air.
Oh, thanks for calling, Dennis.
Well, the most important question at this point, considering what was said earlier in the half hour, was Laurel able to make it to Laurel Run?
Absolutely. She got there in time for the Laurel's lap, which is when everyone with a disability does a lap around the track, and Laurel did the Laurel's lap, and then she came over and helped hand out the medals to the winners. So she had a presence there everyone was asking for, and she was able to be there, and she was very excited and proud and happy to be part of it.
And she's okay now?
Yes, doing much better.
Steve, We have a couple of minutes before we hit the news at noon to wrap up Share the Vision live on WJTN as I speak to you. Some of the other things that impressed you about today in Silver Creek for this 21st Laurel Run.
Oh, Dennis, we had great weather. It was overcast and cool, which is just what the runners wanted. It actually sprinkled on us a little bit, and by the time the sun came out and it got hot, the run and the walk were over. So that was fantastic. Incidentally, I didn't realize you had interviewed Steve Madison yesterday. Steve and his Maple Grove guys ran 11 miles, and then Steve came out and finished third overall in the 8K run today. So he's been doing yeoman's duty on the running, but he had a great time. We had a great turnout today. I think we had a record in the women's 8K. Kim Vona won it for the second year in a row, and I think the fourth year overall. And Ray Graff, who's the track coach at Silver Creek, he won last year, and he did the relay yesterday with the Silver Creek kids, and he won again. So great turnout, great event, and we're just so grateful for everybody that came out and supported Laurel Run this year.
And the spirit, the enthusiasm as it draws to a close, Steve?
Well, it's a lot of work, as you know, so we're kind of happy that it's all behind us now. There were no major glitches. Just to see the enthusiasm on everybody's face. One special moment from this year, Dennis, we had a 14-year-old boy who has autism who ran the 8K run. He's not really a runner, but he did it for the first time today. And his mother told me that he was lagging behind on the course, and his Silver Creek teammates and their coach, Ray Graff, who had finished, they then went back out on the course and ran with him to bring him home to the finish line. And the mom said she was just crying. And, that kind of support for people with disabilities is what Laurel Run's all about.
We'll have to close there. Steve Watterson, thank you very much for speaking from Silver Creek Live, and thank you for sharing the vision today.
Thanks for calling, Dennis. Have a great weekend.
This is WJTN Jamestown.